Okay then, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to get every new Rainbow Loomian. First up then, let's start with the free Rainbow Goppie. This Rainbow Loomian requires you to complete a fairly short quest, which might take you about an hour, unless you're really unlucky. But to start this quest, go to Route 8 and head over to Bob's Pond. Once you're there, you can talk to Rainbow Rick and he'll tell you that he's looking for 6 different coloured scales. To get these scales, you'll have to fish in Bob's Pond to find 6 different coloured Goppies. When you find one of these special Goppies, you can either knock it out or catch it, and then you'll get a scale that corresponds to the Goppie's colour. Once you've gotten a coloured scale, you won't be able to find a duplicate of that coloured Goppie again until after you finish the quest. The first coloured Goppie that you find will have an encounter rate of 1 in 5, however for every scale that you get, the next coloured Goppie will get progressively rarer. These coloured Goppies can show up in any order, just that once you find them, make sure to knock them out or catch them to get the scale, otherwise if you run away from them, you'll have to encounter that same colour again just to get the scale. And the order that I found them in was violet, orange, blue, yellow, red, and lastly green. Once you've gotten all 6 scales, you can now go back and talk to Rainbow Rick, and now he'll tell you that the Rainbow Master has shown up in Atlantean City's living district, and that if you beat her in a battle, she'll combine all of the 6 scales into one rainbow scale. Her team isn't super difficult to beat, just make sure to bring a fairly high level team, and you should be fine. But her team is full of Rainbow Loomians, which are Florant, Goppie, Arapago, Nymaurae, and lastly on her team, Pyramind. Once you've beaten her and got on the rainbow scale, head back to Rainbow Rick who will take the scale and then will give you a rainbow Goppie in return that has a pure personality of your choosing. Which, if you aren't really too sure what personality to pick, they're all fine either way, other than Brawny, that's the only one I wouldn't recommend, but personally I chose Smart. Also, you can evolve this free rainbow Goppie into Arapago by using a glimmering scale item on it. And lastly, the difference between this free Rainbow Goppie you get from the quest and the Rainbow Goppie you get as a wild encounter is that the free one doesn't have a Rainbow Wisp. Also, even though they're not Rainbow Loomias, I might as well mention that once you finish the quest, the 6 different coloured Goppies will now be encounterable again in Bob's Pond at an encounter rate of 1 in 60. And there's actually a 1 in 6,000 chance that you encounter the coloured Goppies with a special coloured wisp to match it. Now that the free rainbow is out of the way, let's go over the wild encounter rainbows. Which I think it makes the most sense to talk about the wild encounter rainbow Goppie first, which is located in Bob's Pond again. Although this version you aren't able to do a quest for, you can only find it by fishing here, and it has an encounter rate of 1 in 10,000. Also, just to mention it, but you aren't able to increase these odds by using game passes or boosts at all. And just like every other Goppie, you can evolve it into Arapago by using a glimmering scale item on it. Also, just to reiterate, the difference between the wild Goppie and the quest Goppie is that the wild one has a rainbow wisp, whereas the quest Goppie doesn't. Next up, let's talk about the Rainbow Florant. You're able to find Rainbow Florant anywhere in the game as long as it's a normal encounter like grass or caves, basically anywhere other than fishing. And the encounter rate to find one of these Rainbow Florants is 1 in 1,000. However, unlike the other Rainbow Loomians in this event that cover their entire bodies in a rainbow effect and also have a rainbow wisp, the Rainbow Florant only has a small part of its body with this rainbow effect and doesn't automatically come with a rainbow wisp. Which means that the Rainbow Florant has an alpha and gamma version, so if you want to get a Rainbow Florant with a wisp, you'll have to do Florant's Mastery so you're able to encounter the gamma version. Also, the gleaming odds for this Rainbow Florant aren't boosted, so the alpha odds with game passes and boosts are 1 in 128,000, and the gamma odds with game passes and boosts are 1 in 640,000. Rainbow Nymaurae is another Rainbow Loomian that you're able to find anywhere in the game, as long as it's a normal encounter. And the encounter rate to find one of these Rainbow Nymauraes is 1 in 15,000. Also, just to note, even though Nymaurae is technically a roamer, you aren't able to use the roaming game pass or boost to increase these odds. My guess is that in the Sweet Retreat event, you never actually find Nymaurae in the wild like every other roamer, and instead you bring it cakes to get the encounter. And the final Rainbow Loomian is Rainbow Pyramind, which like the Florant and Nymaurae are able to be encountered anywhere in the game, as long as it's a normal encounter. The encounter rate to find one of these Rainbow Pyraminds is 1 in 20,000. And just like the Goppie and Nymaurae, you aren't able to boost the chances at all by using game passes or Loomy boosts. Although once you do find one, you are able to evolve it into Ferroglyph by using an Ancient Scepter item on it. And with that being said, that is how you can get every single Rainbow Loomian in the new Rainbow events. And if for whatever reason, if any of the encounter odds get changed at all, I'll make sure to update the pinned comments with the new updated odds.